With a bit of blue, red and white, we're going to put a little sky on this little tiny canvas. Okay, these little canvases are really good for practicing on, and I'll make nice little gifts for people that don't have much space in their house. Now I've covered the top half of this canvas, well, about there upwards, with a thin layer of titanium white and some of this. I'll show you. It is Winsor & Newton's gel. It's like clear gel, or just like a thinning medium, really, and that allows the sky to blend. So just put a bit up there. I'm going to darken it off with a little bit more, touch more blue up in the corner there. I think we'll have some clouds, we'll have a little bit of a mountain, and we'll have a nice tree and a bit of water somewhere down here. We don't know yet. We're just going to be playing it free. Now I'm going to blend all that out with a big brush. Start with the white spot. In fact, I'm going to grab a bit more of the white on the brush. And I'm just going to really get tough with this and just blend all this together. Okay, I start the light spot and work my way out, you see. And I'm not taking the dirty colour or the solid colour. It's not dirty, is it? The solid colour into the horizon like that. There we go. So that's all we really want for a sky as well. We might put some clouds in it. Yeah, let's add some clouds. Now I'm using a small brush because we've only got a small canvas today. So I'm just going to put in a little shape of a cloud, something. We don't know where it's going. Something like that. Maybe up there. I don't know. And it goes off. I don't know. Something like that. Down there. Into that colour. Keep reloading the brush. We want a bit more of a stronger edge there. And it comes down. Maybe it follows this natural recess there of the whites. And then we can tickle that out. So let's see if this, in fact, let's get this little tiny blender brush on the go. Just a new brush I picked up from the store, this. I don't think it's a professional brush one little bit, but if it works for us, that's all that we're bothered about. Just tease that out. We may put some shadows in that sky. Lost an hair there, so it's not that good after all. But we'll keep using it. I'll just tease some of these. Be careful not to get the arm in the way, Dan. Just picked up a little bit of black, white and brown, and I'm just going to scrub some shadows in under this. Just there, like that. Just so you can see the top's a little bit better as well. Looks a bit more natural. Take that out in there like so. Back to the old blendery brush, and we'll tease these together like that. It's very soft, this brush. I don't know if I'll carry on using it, but we can give it a go. On these blended out bits right at the very top, I'm just putting a lot of paint on there and just picking out some of these eye spots in the cloud, some of the highlights. We could do this at the end, but why not do it now? I'm going to put nothing else in the sky. I don't want to overkill this because, no, I don't want to be creating mush and all that sort of stuff. There like that, comes down, it goes into nothing there. I think we might leave it just like that. Maybe I'll have a step back and have a look at this part now. I've just taken some of this normal sky colour and added a bit of red and a bit of black and a bit of brown to this blue sky colour, and it looks like we need to pull something down from there. And this is all dry. This might not be. There's a little bit of wet paint there. We'll get that off in a bit. We'll scrape it off with a knife or something. I don't want a massive sharp point on the mountain, but we'll have something that comes down there, and we'll carve out the stonework when we put the shadows and the highlights on. So I'm just gonna put something in. Wow, goes down there like that, across there. Again, we're gonna have a tree or two here, so we'll just fill this in, scrub it in. Made up a pale baby blue color, and I'm just gonna work on some of these peaks. I'm going to put some of these clouds in front of some of these, but I'm just going to pick out a few of the shadowy colours on here. I don't know where this peak's going to go. I just want a little bit on there, like that. It's virtually the same colour as the sky, but a little bit paler, because it'll look a little bit different. This is all it's almost dry because we blended it out, scraped it off, brushed it away, like that. But I'm using this trusted, I'll probably use most of the painting with this little slanted brush now. There. Like so. And maybe this comes in front of there. I don't know. Down like something like that. And then, yeah, like there, I think. Maybe like that. I'm going to add a bit more white to this. In fact, a lot more white. Straight into the white. And then I can just do the same over here on this peak. And we can work some shadows in there. Like that. Less paint on the brush mixes with the brown. Try to control the paint as we're putting it on. Like that. I'm going to pick out individual humps, bumps, shadows as we progress. Maybe lighten that up even a touch more. Like that. And don't have your mountain as with the dark outline. And I don't like the symmetry that these are going to have, so I'm going to have to change them. I don't know how. Well, I do know how. But we'll work on it. We'll work on it. So same dirty brush, just picking up a touch of white. And all again, I'm just carving out the main areas of the mountain. I'm not really towing me nuts off trying to get snowing just yet and stuff. I'm just picking out some of these highlights and making it look a little bit more so we can work with it. When you've just got a big flat dead colour on there, it might be a little bit hard for us to work with. You know, if it looks flat, then it's gonna appear flat, and we're gonna work flat, and we don't want to work flat, if you know what I mean. We want to make a shape, you know, a 3-dimensional shape on a basically 1-dimensional canvas. So this is all we're doing, just applying a little bit of colour, seeing what falls out the brushes and seeing where we go with it. I'm just going backwards and forwards with the colours, just very gently picking out highlights, wiping the brush, pulling out shadows and things like that. Probably really work on some of these shapes now. A bit more of the shadow colour on there, like that, right on the very tip of this brush. Flatten the tip off, and a little bit of a suggestion as well, when you are painting like this, every now and again, well, more or less after every single stroke, take a step back and see where we are with it. What needs to change? Where do we need to put something? Where do we need to take something out? We have the brush get a bit of the white, and I think we need to put a bit of white down there, because it won't be pure white, because it'll mix with the paint that's on the brush and whatever paint we've got down. If we've got any paint, there's absolutely nothing but gesso on here now. Yeah, just like that. Any excess paint that we've got on the brush, I'm just going to scrub off and just float down here. This can turn into mist when we're ready to mist out, but we want to put some clouds just over the top of that mountain now. Yeah, just get it all off there, fill in all these little holes in the canvas. That'll give us something to work with when we mist out. Soft little brush and some of this white colour. Just gonna float a few of these clouds just over there like that. Very gentle. And work them back into the painting. I don't want too many. Maybe that comes maybe a bit more over there like that. And then we can blend that and soften it. Take a little clean dry. This is really soft, this brush, and just tease that in. Distort it. and just make it look like a little cloud that's living up here. There, we can't see the peak of that one now. Just going to take this little soft brush and I'm just going to float some clouds just over this mountain here. And all we're doing is just misting, smoothing out a little area there, like that. And maybe get a touch of the titanium white, just a touch. We could add that to it. So it looks like a little cloud is just sneaking. A little misty area is just sneaking back there. Like that. I added a touch of yellow to the colour that I've been using on this slanted brush, just to give it a little bit of a green feel, because I want some green in the trees in the foreground. I don't want them too blue just back here. So I'm just going to start to tap on, just like this, some trees. Now I'll vary the colour every time I reload the brush, and I'll pull out some of the arms on limbs and branches on some of these as we go along. Just pull them out just like so. Just make them look a little bit more authentic. What we want. I don't know where these trees are going to go. Maybe I have to take a step back and have a little bit of a think about how we're going to do down here. This might be a natural place for a little bit of a stream or a river, but just don't know. I'm hopeless, aren't I? Who paints without a plan? So I've got a little bit of a plan now. So I just painted in all these trees, just like that, and we're going to have a little bit of a stream, I think, coming down here, and a bit of another bank there. Okay, so just dampening off all that excess oil and all that. Look at all that stuff. So it gives us another bit of a key. So when we put the next colour on, it won't turn to mush. But we're going to put a little bit of water in here now. So I'm just going to take the brush that we painted the sky in. I'm just going to put a bit of something down like this. Then we can pull some reflections into some of this water. And we'll have to just see where it goes. Maybe we need to pale it off a little touch or not. But we'll just pop that in. Scrub the base colour in. Change the flavour every now and again as well. Can even add some of the cloud colours up in the sky, down in the water. Like that. I don't think we'll get much of the mountain reflection in. We could put a little bit of something just so we know it's there. Well, it'll probably get blended out. Gently across. And that's his base for his water. Of course, we will tinker with this until we get it just right. That's what it needed. It needed the shape of this peninsula. Jut out into the stream, changing from that sharp point there down to a bit here. So this is lower than that. And I don't know what we're doing with this part yet. We might change that into just water, or we might have a little waterfall. Who knows? A little bit of dark colour, and I think we'll have some boulders and rocks up here. Just like that. We might sneak in a couple of trees in the background. There, that other side. Maybe one there. I don't know. Right. Yeah, a couple of boulders there because I want to make this the main tree. A little bit of yellow ochre, chrome yellow, and sap green. I'm just going to see if I can rest my hand on here without distorting it too much. I'm just going to put a few little highlights on some of these limbs that are on these trees. Don't want many, just enough on the highlight side. I might come back and put a little bit more colour on as well. And we obviously need to work on the grasses below. I don't want it to be deep in snow. I've painted too much snow lately to care about snow as well. And like so. Don't want too much, just enough, just enough. So just a little bit of yellow right out on the edge of some of these branches, just where the sun's catching, just there like that. Really thick paint. I'm not going to paint over this now. So I think that is done. So we need to work on this side now. So I think we'll have several trees. Well, we said we'll have those there. We're going to have a big one there, and we might put a couple more here, just something like this, like that, some rocks and stuff. So let's load up the brush. Load up the brush with burnt umber and sap green, just mixed, and I'm going to place one about there, I think. I'll just make a line and flatten the brush out and just tickle out some arms. Okay, I don't want to make them too symmetrical. You take a walk in the woods, which I do quite a lot. Evergreens aren't really symmetrical. Well, they are, but some arms, some branches just go anywhere, you know. Just like that, just tickle them out. If you get one that you don't like, you can always take it away, but some stuff you don't like, you should leave in. So we've got one, and I'm going to repeat this process several times across this area here. Now, with the trees all in place, I've just taken that same brush, in a bit of a touch of red and white and whatever dirty colour we've got on the brush, and I'm just going to carve out some stones on here. Keep touching the wet paint that's there. Carve out a few stony looking things that are down here, and then we can put some grasses around them. And of course, we'll highlight some of these stones as well. If you've seen some of my other videos, which I hope you have, you'll be able to see how we make stones, right? Where we're going to go with this. I think we want a big one here that's going to push that one back. Like that. That pushes that lot back. We'll just take that there. Like a big boulder. If you get less paint on the brush, then we can mix it into the painting like so. Now, okay, we might want some grass running down there. Maybe want another boulder that lives about there, like that. There. And we're not too concerned just under the water line just yet, because we can shape that as we go. Don't want to put too much on here because we're going to have some tree limbs coming off all this, but I just want a little bit of background material. Well, some of this will show through surely. Yeah, like so. Now I'm making these rocks a little bit jagged and a little bit rounded at the same time. Like that. Less paint on that. I know it looks full of paint, but on the bristles where we're painting, it's hardly any on, but we can mix that back, feather it out. Maybe a couple more down here, like so, like that. And we'll work on this in a moment. Keep carrying on, progressively getting lighter with smaller strokes as we build our bricks. Well, rocks, bricks. We're not building houses, Dan. Come on, man. These rocks need a little bit of shadow colour, so I'm just adding in a touch of like a pale blue, very similar to up here, wherever the shadows in these rocks are going to live. Just picking out a few. I don't know what's happening down here. We might not see some of this, but if we do, we do. And it's good practice as well. So again, just the shadow side of these rocks. Yeah, I'm thinking this part here looks pretty flat, so we're going to have to work on that. But we might see what happens when we put the big tree in. Maybe a bit of shadow down here as well. Something's bugging me with this this painting, and I think it's the perspective of this bank. I think it's too steep if it's like that. So what we want to do, I'm going to put my knife there. Sorry, my brush there. Get a little bit of where I think it should be. A bit more flat, I think, like that. And just take the knife underneath and just scrape off everything underneath that. I'll step back. Does that look a bit better? Well, obviously not, but we're going to go from there. Okay, so this might take some blending out to do, but this is what we do, isn't it? We've got to work on perspective. A little light colour, just whoop, bit of a lump of paint there. Don't want that on there. No way. No siree. Come on, off you come. Just a tiny touch of palest of pale blues, almost white. Touch on a couple of little sparkles on the water, but I don't want to really go too crazy with the water. Looks still, doesn't it? Just want something on top of the water that's catching the light. Just touch. You can hardly see them. You guys probably can't see them on camera, but my nose is nearly enough touching the camera so I can see them. Like that. There's just a few like that. Now I don't want to overplay the water because it'll end up turning into mush. Right, we need to work on this big tree now. Yellow ochre, cad yellow, and sap green just mixed together. I'm trying to get my hand out of the way of the painting. Just pop some of this green colour down. Working around where the trunk would be as well, because we'll put the trunk in last. I think come down there like that. That arm looks like it's going up there, like so. And obviously we'll put a bit on here, this side. Work it around and up again. And just keep doing this until we have a nice filled in tree. A few little odds and sods down here with a liner brush, and I think we're about finished. Well, that was a very enjoyable little painting, something I'd not planned to do, and my advice to anybody is plan what you're going to paint before you start painting. But if you've enjoyed this one, please give me a big old thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already, and until next time, you guys take care, stay safe, happy days.